Welcome back. We just finished 1942 with a victory, 1943 early with a victory. We have won 2 seasons. We only need to win 2 more out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are remaining to win the long campaign. So I think Jerry posted in Board Game Geek that he doesn't think any of us has actually finished the long campaign yet. I'm almost there. I'm halfway. So, and I have the video to prove it. Okay, so we're going into 1943 mid. So there's a couple of things we're going to point out here. You need 30 victory points not to lose. So it is now triple what we needed last time. So lots of victory points are needed. You need 40 to win. And you might be thinking, holy cow, that's a lot. It is, first of all. The allies are getting tougher. But the other part is where this is a 10 mission season where the other ones were 6. So we do get 4 extra missions. I don't know if those 4 extra missions are going to... I mean, it took all 6 missions just to get 20 points last time. So getting 20 more, that's asking a lot. So let's see what we can do here. Moving on to 1943. So 43 mid, mission 1. What do we got? We want to see what opens up. Obviously, we've been doing the BF-109s, the BF-110s. They've been dropping those very inaccurate bombs. 1943 mid unlocks the Ju-88, and that is an important distinction because it's not this one. Here. When we do these bombs, the Ju-88 has even better odds. So we've been rolling on this table here, and we've been getting, I would say, based on our anecdotal experience so far, we've been experiencing an over 50% failure rate, even though the statistics show that we would have a 60% success rate. So the Ju-88 is even better at dropping those bombs. The Ju-88 doesn't help us one bit, though, in this table. So that is still a problem child, but we can potentially survive this a slight bit better. So those are now available to us. The other difference is we are getting only 3 for 1 OP, whereas we were getting 4 BF-110s. So we're getting 1 less for the same number of OPs, so that's something to consider. We played the whole 1943 early without realizing the FW-190s were available to us. My apologies. So I will make sure I incorporate those into our strategy ASAP. And we still don't have the ME-410s or the 262s. And then also in 1943 mid, we now have rockets. Rockets may be fired once and only from the tail level box, not allowed on map 1. It's 2 OP for 4 rockets or 1 OP for 1 rocket. Rockets are very interesting. The FW-190s are allowed to have a cannon, rocket, or bomb. The Ju-88s can have a cannon and a rocket or bomb. And then same as BF-110s. So this is a situation where we may use the 88s to drop the bombs, and we actually may still use the BF-110s, but we're going to put rockets on them. Rockets are a little more accurate and a little better. And not only that, but you don't get fired at. It's just like dropping the bombs. And here's an example here. See how you have that picture. You can shoot rockets from here. And then the Ju-88s and the ME-410s get to use a cannon from there. So that's something else I need to look up. And here we go, right here. Cannon allows the Ju-88 attack from tail/level box during the blast and flak phase. So you can park your Ju-88s there and just fire your cannons from there. And the blast, it's during the blast and flak phase, so it's not during attack. These bombers don't fire back. You're completely immune. The only thing you have to worry about are the interceptors coming in. And that's, of course, where the FW-190s will help us. So let's go to page 25. Oh, right here. During the blast and flak phase, each Ju-88 and Me-410 with a cannon may make a long-range attack. It must target the rearmost bomber of the rearmost element. It may not fire rockets in the same phase. Rearmost means closest to the tail position. Then we can just select. Select a fighter, roll 2 dice. If the red die is higher than the black, the bomber suffers a damage. Draw 2 and select 1. If the red is not higher, it misses. If either die rolls a 1, or if the dice roll is the same number, that is, if you roll doubles, in addition to the damage result, then they're out of ammo. So, that's interesting. So basically that's a 50-50 chance of hitting. Still not fantastic, but you can sit back and shoot every turn. That part's nice. And there is a chance if you roll doubles or if you roll 1 that you're out of ammo. And when, as you may recall, if you're out of ammo, you're basically done. You got to exit the mission. You don't have to, but there's no value anymore of sticking around. But if I can have, let's see here, a cannon and a rocket or a bomb. So here's the deal. If you have no ammo, that means you lose your cannon, but you can still shoot the rocket. So basically you fire your cannons until you don't have any anymore, and then you use your rockets or bombs. I guess it's not bad. I don't know. Well, there's a lot more options available to us. I think these options are going to be deadly. Otherwise, there's no way on earth we're going to get 40 victory points. The last thing is, so if we're doing rockets, we get to skip this table. This table, if dropping bombs, go to 1B. If firing rockets, skip 1B and go directly to step 2. So the rockets are going to behave the same as bombs, except we get to skip that table. So that's the beautiful part about it. Not to say that this is, I mean, you still have a decent chance, 40% chance of missing, but the rockets are you at least have 100% chance on that table because you get to skip it. So rockets are nice. The other thing to point out is that we are getting more OPs. Pound for pound, if you compare this, we're getting more OPs to help us to buy those precious rockets and other things. The escorts are still not super intensive, although we do have some heavy escort situations if we roll low. I was laughing in 1945, the escorts are there all the time. There's no avoiding them. So anyways, with that said, let's go ahead and get going. To recap where we are, the victory points, they start over, and nothing, basically we start back at 0 for victory points. But for the experience points, though, we get to carry those. So we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15. So I'm just going to write 15 XP just to show that we are starting the game with that. And so we can start fresh with our hash marks here. And the other thing worthy of note, and I cried a small tear, is we're no longer going to get map 1. So the easy map is no longer ours, and there's a real good chance you guys are going to see for the first time map number 3. So let's get going. Red die, black die. Well, you're going to see map number 3 immediately. So that's bringing out map number 3. And this is an inbound mission. Boy, could we not roll any worse. Okay, so we're gonna start off with a bang. And you're gonna have to bear with me. I have to move things. And I'm gonna push all this stuff out of the way. And these guys I'm gonna push down. And then these, oh, that needs to go back in the, I'm gonna push all these over. Like so. You might be wondering, what on earth is he doing? We are getting out map 3. And if that was not enough premonition, you're gonna find out just how bad this gets. So just to give you a brief reminder, this is map 2 and map 1. So if I'm up snug against that, it goes basically pretty darn close to where my page is. I'm not gonna move this. I'll put this away though. And then we're going to get out map 3. Trying to do this with one hand is not as easy as it seems. I have to put my phone down. 1 second, my apologies. Almost done. Okay. Here she is. So we have it snug up against that. This has not moved. And remember, the last map ended here. It keeps going and going and going. And then at the top, it keeps going and going. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit here. That is map 3. We're in the big leagues now, fellas. And ladies, if you're watching. So we have a monster map now. That's what the role in map 3 is. So we're inbound. Now this is red and this is black. Okay, I rolled a 6 and a 5. The 6 would be 12 OP and the 5 would get us to L4T. I like that. So L4T, that one's a simple one. It means that the fighters are going to exit on the 4th turn. Okay. So we're going to be on map 3. It's L4T. The T means we're using the P38 twin engine. We have not seen those yet. Those are new. And it is L. So we're going to just take 2 of them, put them out of the game. Those are going to be available to us. Okay, and it's an inbound mission. And we are going to get 12 OP. Or should I go for 16? This is a very... Is it worth 7 experience points just to get 4 OP? I have 15. I'm going to say no. and save these experience points for later. Just because this is our first time using this map, and I just feel like I'm going to squander it if I do. And it's only for 4. I'm only going to get 4 more OP for that, which I know is, you can buy a lot of stuff for 4. But okay, so we get, we're going to get 12 OP. We always get less on an inbound mission. The outbound mission gives you a lot more. So, with that said, let's go figure out how to conquer the world here. Okay, so I want to for sure get 6 of these. Yes. Well, maybe I don't. Let's just grab our experts first. We have Adamite, Bauer, Heller, and our lucky, beyond lucky, Kremler. So that's 4 right there. That leaves us with 8. Let's look at our little chart here. If I want to get 4 BF-110s, that's 1 more for 5. I want to get bombs for those I want to get rockets for those BF-110s. That would be 2 OP for 4 rockets. So 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to get 3 Ju-88s. That's 8. And then the Ju-88s are going to get cannons. And you can see it's 1 OP for 3 cannon. So that's 9. I'm also going to get bombs for them. It says 2 OP for 4 bombs. Maybe not. I'm at 9. I'm going to get 2 FW-190s for 10 and 11. So that leaves me with 1 more. And my 1 more is I'm going to get 3 more cannons. And I'm going to give that to Adamite, Kremler, and Bauer. I don't know if this is going to work well or not. We're going to find out. I'm not used to working with such a big map. So I gotta move some stuff around. We should be good to go here. Okay, so we're going into this mission with only 4 BF-109 pilots, our 4 experts. 2 FW-190s to help us with the escorts. And then we're going to rely on BF-110s with rockets and Ju-88s with cannons. So the thing with these guys, these 2, is the strategy is those escorts are going to go and land on the tail there, see? And I can't go. So there's a spot. One of the escort spots goes here to tail low. Another one goes to tail high. And if you want to go to level to shoot your rockets, you can't. Or if you want to shoot those cannons, you can't. Because there's an escort here and an escort here that'll ruin your day. So the idea of getting the FW-190s is that they are your best fighters in air-to-air combat. So if you look at the combat table, the FW-190s are your best fighters. And the E's mean you destroyed them, but a B means that you do exit the mission, but you force the escort to exit the mission as well. So the goal of the FW-190 is not necessarily to get a kill, but it eliminates the escort from the map. So you're reducing the number of escorts that are harassing you, and that's the goal of the FW-190. And then of course you don't want to get killed. So the FW-190 has a lot of B's against the various ones, and then of course the E's mean he did a kill. And anyways, the R means he actually returns. So he was able to destroy the escort and actually return to the battle. You don't see any R's. Well, you do see a few R's for the BF-109, but only if you're truly outnumbering them, which we never do. But we're up against P-38s, which, looking at the chart here, they're roughly the same. The P-47s and Spitfires are actually easier to take out. But that's the idea. The FW-190 would protect us so we can shoot those cannons. What I'm debating on doing is, for 2 OP I can get 4 bombs. I only have 3 Ju-88s. So I'd actually be wasting a bomb. Or actually I could put a bomb on one of my fighters, which is an extremely interesting strategy. So I'd be putting a bomb and a cannon. So what the idea is, these guys are gonna go up, they'll bomb, and then they'll set in the level zone and then just start shooting with their cannons until they run out of ammo. That's the idea. Okay, well, since they're exiting on turn 4, I'm going to return these 2 FW-190s. And I apologize, we finished the whole entire last campaign without realizing they were available. And yes, I am going to get 4 bombs. So these Ju-88s are going to have cannons and bombs, which they are allowed to do. And Heller here will have a bomb. Now, if they're ever involved in aerial combat, there is a penalty. Right there it says, subtract 1 from your die roll if you have any of those things, including previous damage. So that's something I may have not done a few times, so I apologize. I've always known about the rule. It just never crossed my mind until now. So anyways, we may have done a few wrong there, but I don't think it would have mattered too much. So we're ready to go. 23 minutes in. Well, actually, let's do the situation, and then I will close the video out. So the situation is we are on map 3, inbound. So we go to page 13. And I'm going to roll the die for the damage. I rolled a 9. So there's 3 damage markers. And then 1 up front there. Okay, so the one up front is this guy. And then the next one is the one up front on both of those. So 1 there and 1 there. Okay, this one is an automatic 1. I rolled a 5. I rolled an 8. And this one is a 6, so that one is fallen. And you know what? There's so many bombers on this map. I'm very grateful that I don't get experience or victory points just to have one of them gone. The elements are also very interesting on this. You can see that the elements have these lines that are coming across. They're not as pronounced as the other map, but they overlap. So this space here is a part of this element, and this space is also a part of this element. So this space is in both elements. That's an interesting thing. They now overlap in the elements, which is why you don't see the solid lines anymore. It just makes it more visually difficult to identify where they are, where they begin and where they stop. So like here, you can see how this line goes straight across, but this line turns up. So right here, you can see how it comes straight down, and this one comes this way and then turns up. So that is one element there. This is another element here, and then this is yet another element. That's neither that one or that one. It's just empty space that it's its own element. So that's the weirdness of this map. Okay, so we have the 3 damage. Let's roll for anchor. Roll to 3. So we have level and low anchor. And so let me grab. So level and low are anchored. And now we're going to roll for the sun. There is no sun yet again. Now we're going to roll for tactical points. 3 tactical points. And then lastly, that is a 7, not a 1. 10 turns for the missions. We got plenty of turns to do some damage here. Oh, and then we have contrails. If sun is present, contrails are present, which means you may spend 1 TP to enter all tail level, and then the escorts skip the first phase of the mission. There are no sun, so this is a silly roll. I rolled a 7, which means we would have had contrails, but there's no sun, so we don't get contrails. So that's what contrails do for us. We could immediately start here, and you can actually fire off your rockets without worrying about getting intercepted, because the escorts skip the first phase. It's actually quite good. That's a very good thing. The unfortunate part is there's no sun, so we don't get to do that. So we'll have to be a little bit more sneaky. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video at 28 minutes, and then we will start the mission.